the role of imagination in tasting. And in the past, I always used to think what we experience is a result of what we are currently tasting, the taste receptors firing, the olfactory receptors. So we perceive what we're actually sensing or perceiving. But the more I think about it, the more I wonder whether, in fact, a lot of what we perceive is actually what we imagine, what we predict we should be perceiving. And that can make, and that can make sort of sense of that is like the complete contrast between what you find in laboratory studies when you give people mixtures of 3, 4, 5, 6 odorants. You can identify each smell by itself, put them in a mixture. You can't pull them apart. You can maybe pick out 2.5 out of 5 or 6 odor mixtures. Experts will know better. That's so different from, the 1,000-word reports that the wine experts, David Schilneck, for example, will give about the wines he's an expert in. So where's the disconnect there? Well, maybe the wine expert, when they're not tasting blind, and even if they are tasting blind, have an imagination about what they are tasting. And if they know what they're tasting, they can sort of pick up some stuff on the palate, and the rest is kind of projected from imagination. And then what we experience, what we recall, is actually this combination of imagination and perception. And that becomes sort of a different way of thinking about flavour, or how much of what we're experiencing is imagined or predicted versus actual.
I mean, I think I can admit that when writing tasting notes for whiskey, you kind of let a little poetic license and creativity take hold, and you might pick out 2 or 3 flavours that are there, and then the language you use starts to actually make the flavour itself evolve as you use more descriptive terms. Like, that's there as well. Cinnamon. No, wait, it's a cinnamon bun with sugar on it. And then there's custard. No, wait a second, it's a creme brulee with pistachio and
I'm tasting it right now.
Yeah. There you go. And it is quite. It's a strange one because you're not exactly. I wouldn't say you're totally making it up, because once you instantiate it, it's real. You do experience it. But I could definitely forgive someone for thinking there's a little bit of nonsense going on there, and maybe reading too much into it. But in a sense, that maybe that's part of the fun of it, kind of creating this drama around the flavour.